that first request, it also matches other ones. You see the default route here, controller/action/ID. It matches that one too, which is kind of that problem that we were having. So let's create our route over here. Make a Scott route. Okay, and I type in something like 45, and it matches that. Type in something like home, which is not what I want, matches this. So I need to constrain the route. That route's too greedy. So I can create a series of constraints. And I can say, well, ID, I need to be 1 or more decimals. And this is the one place where regular expressions show up. You guys know regular expressions? I think that's the... It's either D plus or that. I'm not sure. I can never remember. It's one or the other. Oh, see, look, there's an error. My bad. There you go. Whew. You're so intuitive. Sometimes there's just no better way, I'm afraid, than regular expressions. Now I just said /home again. All right. See that first one, matches constraint false. See the matches current request. See the constraint there? It didn't match that because it's not 1 or more decimals. And then if I did that, now it does. The neat thing about routing in this sense is that with all this back and forth I've been doing and doing different routes and trying different things, have I spent any time in the controller? I haven't at all. And this is like huge. There's so many little moments inside of ASP.MVC that just kind of impress me. You can change the URL structure of your entire application without having to look at your controllers. You can switch things around. I added the pretty URL thing inside of my Nerd Dinner application and never changed the app at all. I just made a route that took a single ID, and then I routed it to dinners/details. Nothing ever complained. So route tables route things to controllers. Then those controllers have their methods invoked. Those methods then do some stuff. We haven't actually done any stuff yet. And then they call a view. So let's make a little bit of a simple model here. Now the model could be a database, or it could be a class, or it could be whatever. I'm just going to make a person class. But the model is whatever .NET lets you do. So if you have an existing system that maybe doesn't use a database, it uses a web service or a mainframe or whatever, you can do that with MVC. The model is whatever objects in memory that you want it to be. So I'll say person, and I'll just say prop, tab, tab, string, tab, tab, first name, enter, enter, prop, tab, tab, it's my only skill, so it's the only thing I have to revel in. All right, so I've got a person. Now you can see that I might want to go and make like a bunch of stuff for this person. Create, read, update, delete, and all that kind of stuff. To some extent, there are some helpers inside of MVC that let you do that. When I say add new controller, I could make a person controller. And I could say add action methods for create, read, update, delete scenarios. Hit add. And I'll get a little bit of a jump start. See, it made those. So let's go down to details. Var p equals new person. You know, I lived like 5 years of my life, 10 years of my life before I knew what that thing was. You guys know about this thing? You can start typing, la 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 la. That's what I do when I type. And then control period. And then it adds the namespace. You ever find those hotkeys where someone teaches you a hotkey and you're like embarrassed to not know it? Every day I learn some new hotkey. Microsoft people love their hotkeys. I found out recently that small tangent. You know about you click and you get that, right? And you go shift click and you get more, right? And that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th item, so I can go Windows 6. And I can Alt-Tab within just those things because it's the 6th item on the list there. And then I can hit Control-Shift-Click and run it as admin. So that one's running as admin and the others aren't. Right? Ah! Maybe you guys don't find that as exciting as I do, but. All right, so I made a person here. Now I'm going to pass that person into this view here. I don't have a details view, though. So we've got the person controller. I'm going to make a new folder called person. And then I'm going to say add view. We'll say details. And we're going to make it strongly typed. I'm going to pull this down, and you see that my model appears there. Excuse me. My model appears there. And then I can pick details, and there's a bunch of templates that it comes with. And I can even select my master page. So hit add. And then it uses a thing called T4 that I can use to generate this code. And I'll do a really, really deep dive into T4 in the advanced talk at 4 or something. We'll get right into it, and I'll show you all the good stuff. I could go and I could say add new view. I could say index. I could make like a list one for person. It's going to generate even more code for each item in model. Okay, so here's where we start tying in our views to our controller. In model, so what is model exactly? What type is model? Take a look at that tooltip there. IEnumerable of person. Because I made a strongly typed view, let's go back to the details one because that one's easier. Take a look at what it inherits from. It inherits from view page of person. You know those really annoying people who kind of always use air quotes? You know, I kind of agree with you, but not really. Those kind of people, you know what I'm talking about? When you hang out with people like Anders a lot, and again, is he in the room? No? Good. Yeah, really like hardcore C# people will be like, yeah, I think it's like a person of T. Yeah. Yeah. Can you give me an IEnumerable of? Yeah, it's the new air quotes, except it's for nerds. Maybe we could get that to become a thing. Everyone could just try that at work and see how annoying it gets before your coworkers ask you to get out. Huh? Of T. Yeah, that's what it is. All right, well, I'm glad